Yes, I did buy more. And I'll tell you why I did buy more. Last time we were talking about this, I was talking about the fact that Meta is actually owned by sovereign and institutions, not retail investors. Many retail investors own the stock, but the majority of this is held institutionally. This is a classic FANG. It is very rare to take a company this size of this market cap down 30% in a drawdown during a series of trading sessions. That doesn't happen very often. So here's the investment thesis. I was trying to figure out, and I want to be totally transparent about this and understand that there's always risks, but I recently became an Emirati citizen. I'm a citizen of Canada, Ireland, and now an Emirati. UAE, I want to do business with them. I want to work with them on indexing. I want to work with them on infrastructure buys all around the world, and I want to invest beside them. And that's why I was very fortunate. But I also want to hear what those managers think about these massive positions. And I was working with them this morning. There's such a time difference that we're on very early in the morning. The question is this: when does Facebook, now Meta, get re-indexed? In other words, it started at 5 to 6% of these big mandates. It was one of the core holdings. It was being drawn down by the hundreds of millions of volume. You've seen it happen over the last few trading sessions. Have they stopped? This is my bet. This is the bottom. They've stopped. They're down at 2.5%. I'm not just talking the Emirates. I'm talking about all of the managers that work in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. These guys control a ton of money. And so people are calling for $200 price. Ain't going to happen. This is my investment thesis. You have to believe in Zuckerberg to turn Reels against the other applications. But this is the bottom. This is where you want to accumulate. My call.
Okay. I wonder what you had to show to become a citizen of, was it just the size of your bank account? Because we both know that's large. And maybe that was enough. And if so,
you know, it's hard to get this. I'm very proud of it. I worked for years for it. I love to work with them. Yeah. They are very advanced in their thinking and investing, very advanced.
Okay. So let me ask you this. You say this is the bottom. And let me come back at you and say, well, maybe we saw the top in terms of the business itself. And maybe Facebook's just not going to grow the way it was before. And Meta's a pipe dream, the metaverse, and that's not going to happen for 10 years. When are they going to make money on that? They changed their name to get away from a distraction. They have problems with the iOS change. Doesn't any of that factor into anything?
Okay, let me address those one at a time, okay? Because I'm on the long side. I listen to Josh Brown bash them every day. I know this moral stuff and everything else. Let me take the other side of that coin, all right? Let's walk through those concerns. They're good concerns. Number one, do you think a metaverse will emerge, primarily driven out of gaming? Yes. Will there be a need for a curated metaverse so that the big brands can put up their virtual sites and advertise there without being beside a porn shop? Yes. What's the largest platform on earth that could provide a curated metaverse? It's Facebook. Okay, right there. That's an assumption. Number two, the yield drop. The Apple change in their operating system caused the ad yields to drop. There is no question about it. I've lived through it myself. But there's all kinds of companies emerging. One of them is called C² Social, small advanced using AI to combine credit card data with Facebook data to get your yields back up. And Facebook itself is fixing that problem. If you don't think they have a bunch of engineers working on enhancing yield on advertising, you'd be wrong. Okay. Number three, they're not bad people. They're not immoral people. That's crazy. These people support small business in America, and we are using them. Nothing's changed. They're still over 50% of our advertising dollar. Where else can you get billions of users and have pretty well every state using it for geo-locked advertising? And Reels is coming to fight off the attack from TikTok. And I also think the regulatory environment has changed overnight, because all of a sudden, Facebook doesn't look as strong as it did just 6 weeks ago at beating everybody up. TikTok was eating its lunch. They're going to try and fix. They're going to try and compete and push back the government in terms of regulation. Now is the time to own this stock. It's a call. I could be wrong. However, I think the big guys, as we started this conversation, have finished flushing the toilet. They've re-indexed it. And now you can find, you don't have to put it all to work right here. Start to nibble. And I'll say it one more time. This evil stuff, evil people stuff, ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They help all my small businesses.